Looking for your next favorite Switch game? Here are 10 amazing new titles you might have missed. Let's dive in. So, there's this game called Fantasia Neo Dimension that's been living rent-free in my head lately. You guys know I'm a sucker for JRPGs, right? Well, this one's different in the best possible way. Picture the most beautiful handmade dioramas you've ever seen. That's what every single background looks like. I've literally caught myself just spinning the camera around sometimes, completely forgetting I'm in the middle of a battle. The combat system is incredibly engaging, with plenty of room for experimentation and strategy. Speaking of battles, they're super fun, but okay, can we talk about these controls for a second? It's pretty obvious this was made for touchscreens, and using a controller feels a bit awkward. Then there's Lappin', and oh man, this game has completely taken over my gaming sessions. You know those platformers that make you want to throw your controller but somehow keep you coming back for more? That's Lappin' in a nutshell. The pixel art is absolutely gorgeous, creating this whimsical world that's both challenging and charming. There's this one section, I'm not kidding, where you're bouncing between falling books in this massive library, and I must have died like 50 times. But I couldn't stop grinning the whole time. The controls are so precise that every death feels like your own fault, and that next attempt might be the one where you nail that perfect run. I stumbled onto Wand Project completely by accident, and wow, am I glad I did. It looks like someone took the coolest notebook doodles you've ever seen and brought them to life in the most amazing way possible. The whole time I was playing, I kept messaging my friends like, dude, you've got to see what this game just did. The way it blends magic and technology creates these mind-bending puzzles that'll keep you scratching your head in the best way possible. Sure, it gets a bit choppy sometimes when things get crazy on screen, but honestly, the innovative gameplay and enchanting art style more than make up for these occasional technical hiccups. Okay, let's talk about Symphonia for a second. Remember staying up all night playing this on GameCube? Playing it on Switch feels like running into your best friend from high school. Everything's familiar but somehow fresh at the same time. The combat still hits that sweet spot between button mashing and strategy, and I totally didn't get emotional during certain cutscenes. I definitely did. The remastered visuals make everything pop on the Switch's screen, bringing new life to this beloved classic. The story holds up surprisingly well, with themes and character arcs that still resonate today. Death Elevator is just pure chaos, and I mean that in the best way possible. Imagine being stuck in the world's most dangerous elevator, fighting for your life as you go up floor by floor in this intense pixel art masterpiece. Every weapon you find completely changes how you play, from basic pistols to some absolutely crazy experimental weapons that'll have you grinning from ear to ear. The pixel art style makes everything pop with this intense, atmospheric vibe that perfectly matches the frantic gameplay. Yeah, it sometimes struggles to keep up when things get really wild, but come on, when you're having this much fun, who's counting frames? The variety of enemies and situations keeps you on your toes, making each run feel fresh and exciting. Hey, quick pause here. If you're enjoying this look at some of Switch's finest games, hit that subscribe button for more content like this. Let me know in the comments which of these games you've played or are excited to try. Now, let's continue with our lineup. Soul Reaver is back with both games in the Legacy of Kain series, and it's still got that gothic charm that made me fall in love with it years ago. Both games look way better now, and Raziel's story remains one of the coolest in gaming, with its dark atmosphere and compelling narrative that keeps you hooked from start to finish. The remastered visuals bring new life to the Gothic architecture and haunting environments, making Nosgoth feel more atmospheric than ever. Fair warning though, that camera can still be a pain sometimes, especially during platforming sections. It's like trying to watch a horror movie through a periscope. Spirit Mancer really caught me off guard with its unique blend of turn-based combat and exploration. You know how some games just click with you? This is definitely one of those. The battles are turn-based but never boring, thanks to the Creative Spirit combination system that lets you experiment with different strategies and tactics. Exploring the world feels like wandering through the most colorful storybook ever, with each new area bringing its own visual flair and challenges. Sometimes the game gets a bit overwhelmed when things get flashy, but the engaging gameplay more than makes up for it. If you're into strategy games, Crown Wars: The Black Prince is going to eat up all your free time. Trust me, I learned this the hard way. 1 minute you're just checking out your army composition, and suddenly it's 3 a.m. and you're deep in diplomatic negotiations with 3 different kingdoms, plotting your next territorial expansion. The depth of unit customization and tactical options is incredible, letting you approach each battle in your own unique way. Text can be tiny on the Switch screen though, so maybe don't play this one on the bus. The Thing Remastered still knows exactly how to creep me out in all the ways. If you've never played it, imagine being stuck in the middle of Antarctica, not knowing if your teammates might secretly be something else. The paranoia and tension are captured in this remaster, with improved visuals that make the isolated Antarctic setting even more unsettling. The trust mechanics still work brilliantly, making you question every interaction with your fellow survivors. Sure, some of the controls feel a bit dated, and the camera can be finicky in tight spaces, but the atmospheric horror and psychological tension more than make up for these minor issues. And finally, there's Besiege, a game that lets your inner mad scientist run wild in the best possible way. Ever wanted to build the most ridiculous war machine possible and watch it either gloriously succeed or spectacularly fail? That's Besiege in a nutshell. I've spent hours just tinkering with different designs, trying to create the perfect siege engine, only to watch it hilariously fall apart at the worst possible moment. The physics-based gameplay creates these amazing moments of triumph when your crazy contraption actually works, and even the failures are entertaining. Hey, let me know what you think about these games. Maybe you've played some and have a different take, or maybe something here caught your eye. Drop a comment, let's chat about it. See you in the next one.
Come on! This is first platoon! We've lost the square! We can't hold it!
in darkness, I shall be light. In times of